Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
Welcome to episode 2 of Get Outdoors with Drew and Cam. What do you got in your hand, mate? Coffee or beer this time?
I've gone a beer this time.
Beer this time? Nice. Nice. Can't go wrong with a nice beer, I reckon.
Problem is you'll get the talkative Cam out.
Talkative Cam. You talk enough as it is, mate.
Sometimes.
Add beer, keep talking.
That's it.
Hey, mate, what have you been up to this week, much?
Bugger all, actually. Back on shift at work. So
Back on shift. All right. So what's the next adventure stand for you and the family?
Not too sure. I've only got a short break coming up this round, so
Okay.
I was maybe going to get out and chase a couple of foxes around, but the moon says otherwise. Being a full moon, you cast a bit more of a shadow, a bit easier for them to see you moving around.
Yeah,
So
spot you out big time.
yeah.
No,
So-
fair enough.
What about yourself?
Recently we did Wilson's prom.
Yep.
Took the fam down to Wilson's prom.
Whereabouts?
Nice little day out. We went down to the Tidal River end.
Yep.
Went down to the beach, had a paddle around. Had a paddle get up around the rocks at the end of Tidal River there. That was pretty good. Fed the birds. Not really supposed to, from what I'm told. But, yeah, birds came down, jumped all over us, had a bite to eat. Good drive down there. Absolute cracker for a day out, though. I really enjoy a good day out with the fam. End of school holidays, so that left a good feeling. Now everybody's back to school.
Yeah, sorry, Drew. And listeners, our young bloke is neurospicy, as we refer to in this house. We are recording in my lounge room, so you might hear him stimming every once in a while over the top of us. But other than that, keep going, Drew.
And that keeps us realistic, doesn't it?
Well, that's true.
Everyone from my quiet girls to your family, we really have a broad spectrum of getting out there and doing stuff with the kids and the family we've got.
That's right. I've mentioned it on other ones that our young bloke is, yet again, as I'll refer to it, neurospicy. It's just one of the things we deal with and we keep rolling.
Absolutely.
Right.
And that's what makes us available to go in those areas. So, but again, anyway, episode 2, and we're rolling along with it. Have you got any news for us, Cam?
One thing that's popped up that I had read recently was these a couple of blokes actually getting themselves in a bit of trouble up between Bem River and Malakuta. They got caught with about 1,000 blacklip abalone.
No way.
Yeah, around 210 kilos is what I was reading on the Victorian Fisheries page.
Wow.
That's...
Isn't there a bag limit on that stuff?
Mate, the bag limit for them's like 5 per person per day.
So that'd be
And
20.
I think there's like 2 green lips are allowed to be involved in that.
Oh, my.
So, yeah, these boys from New South are in a bit of trouble.
Wow.
But,
Welcome to trouble, boys.
yeah, I hope they... Oh, no, you know what? I don't hope they get off lightly. I'm sorry.
No, but that ruins it for the rest of the people that are doing the right thing again, isn't it?
Well, you think about how many they've harvested, how much of a dent that'll put in the local population.
And that actually goes to waste then after that too, doesn't it? Because they can't put them back, can they?
They release them. I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I might message Fisheries and ask them what they do. I'm pretty sure they release them.
That'd be pretty interesting, actually. I'd actually like to know that.
Same here, actually.
Yeah. Hey, you guys went hiking not long ago.
Yep.
Where was it you went to? Mount
So my wife and I did Mount Feathertop.
Feathertop, that's right.
Leaving from Dimatuna Hut, we hiked out along the Razorback. It's about a 10k hike.
10 kilometres.
It feels longer than 10 kilometres, I'll be honest.
Going uphill always does.
Oh, it's not always uphill. It's a lot of up and down. You're sort of hiking out the ridgeline.
Yep.
Look, it is a long walk. It is a fairly made-up track. And we hiked out and camped the night at Federation Hut, which is below the summit for Mount Feathertop.
I saw the pictures. You actually stayed the night out there.
Yeah, so we're set up for overnight hiking.
Yep.
I'd started off buying bits and bobs, and I've lightened off gear as we've gone along, and I've bought a bigger pack so we can make these trips a bit easier for my wife as well. Not that she needs me to make it easier, but I've made it a choice to make it easier for her.
So you've made it smarter.
Yeah, I can carry a bit more weight.
Mm-hmm.
I do a fair bit of the running around in the hills, chasing deer and whatnot, so the hills don't faze me too much. So we went and stayed at Federation Hut the night. We hiked into there. We then summited Mount Feathertop that night for sunset. Right. Absolutely amazing views.
That would have been insane.
Can see right out to Mount Buffalo, all the way back to Mount Hotham.
Could you do Mount Feathertop on a day trip or not?
There were trail runners. They're a different breed of people, they are. They
were
doing...
have the body to be a trail runner either, but yeah.
They were doing out and back in a day. If you were to do out and back in a day to the summit, it's around a 22.5 kilometre hike, I believe.
Okay, so if you've got a decent fitness level...
It would be a doable thing. It's not something I'd choose to do as a day hike myself.
Yep.
I enjoy taking the night and doing it as an overnighter. It gives me and the wife a bit of time away from the kids as well.
So would you say you need to be mildly fit to do it? What kind of level of fitness would you use?
Moderate fitness. It depends too, because see, there's a water tank at Federation Hut, but over the school holiday periods, long weekend periods, they tend to almost drain it.
Oh.
So I carried in 5 litres of water myself. Right. So there's straight off the bat, there's 5 kilos, plus a 3 litre water bladder for myself to drink as I was going in and out.
Yep.
My wife also had a 3 litre water bladder for herself, drinking water in and out. So we were carrying just a lot of weight in water.
Yep.
And because of it being above the Alpine, the weather's super unpredictable. So it could be a hot summer's day, but you could still end up with snow up there, or squalls and wet weather. So
it's a completely different weather system up higher than what we are around here, isn't it?
And the thing we had was, and we both said it when we were repacking the morning before we headed out, this is the hike that we have taken the most clothing on.
Okay.
And we're trying to minimise our weight.
Yes.
So if you're carrying your hiking gear, like our mattresses, our air mattresses that are insulated,
yes,
weigh 480 grams. They're the size of an average drink bottle.
So weight is a consideration when you're going for an overnight hike?
I try to keep our weight minimal with our insulation value high, because it's easier to cool down
than what it is to heat
up.
It is to heat up. 100%.
So we've spent a little bit of money, and I've bought one second-hand, one brand new, and our mattresses are on par. They're the exact same mattress.
Yeah.
You're trying to make sure it's a comfortable night's sleep.
Yep.
So
there's nothing worse than not being able to get rest because you're cold or wet or too hot.
That's it. You're better off to be prepared for the worst. And that night it was nice and hot for when we were actually up there. It was that warm, in fact, I actually slept with my sleeping bag unzipped and like a quilt style that night.
Yep.
Just because we'd spent the money on the big sleeping bags.
Yep. And I've heard the saying, you're better to look at it than look for it.
100%, especially up there.
And you don't want to get caught up there. How's about that bloke that got found recently up in the bush?
In Kosciuszko.
At Cosy.
Yeah, 2 weeks and only eating 2 muesli bars. Jeez, he's rationed his food well.
And drinking water and eating berries.
Yeah.
And wasn't he a social media dude or something?
23-year-old media studies or something like that from university, I thought.
And no phone.
That's a little bit of a surprise to me. There's not many 23-year-olds now you'd see without a phone by them.
This is true.
But you never know.
Take it all into effect. He's had minimal clothing, been up and about there and got lost and still survives.
It's the thing though, see, you get up on those high plain plateaus, they start rolling up and down and you don't realise that you're rolling up and down. And you'll get yourself lost quite quickly too.
Yep.
So that's something to always be aware of.
It's the old story we were taught as kids. You put yourself in the middle of the bush and try and walk your way out, you'll end up cutting around in circles.
Yep.
And it's not hard to do. I mean, it sounds so silly and so simple, but
No,
it's something I'd do.
you can get yourself.
You get lost very easy, yeah.
Well, I'd call it asked about, but
Yep.
you think one way is north, but it's not actually north. It's about that change in direction or undulating ground that just takes you by surprise. You walk over a little rise and you don't realise, and the next thing line of sight's gone.
And it's funny how the same thing can look different, or something different looks the same when you're going through the bush and you're under a bit of a panic mode,
Yeah,
trying to get out. Everything looks similar.
yeah. I sort of don't see it as a panic mode because that's the one place I'm very calm.
Well, that's it. And you also would ensure that the way you get in is the way you're coming out.
Yeah, my local little spot that I go out stalking deer. I can be standing in a spot and go, all right, we need to head this way about 30 metres and we'll hit a game trail.
Yep.
Just because of repetition being in an area. If you're in a whole new area, you can get yourself lost quite easily.
So you need to be 100% aware of your surroundings. If not, have a rooftop map,
A compass even.
topographic
a bearing.
map or something.
Yeah.
Knowing what you're doing, and you build up to that experience even.
Especially if you're planning on stepping off a marked track.
Yep.
That can be the undoing. I'm not ridiculing anybody here, but I believe he was part of a group. Now, if I was to step off the track to go and take a photo of something, I'd believe anybody I was hiking with would either come with me or be still standing on the track waiting for me to come back.
100%. You wouldn't walk it yourself, would you?
Yeah. Well, that's where it comes in. Do you carry a personal locator beacon? Do you carry like a Garmin InReach where you have a subscription that you have to pay monthly?
Yeah.
I've gone with the personal locator beacon.
And if something was to go absolutely out the window...
If I was lost in the bush and worried, and I'd probably tough it out for a night because I'm just stubborn that way.
But you'd also be set up to allow for going out overnight.
Generally, I am. In my day pack, I normally have a bit more than I probably need.
And you got a little bit of extra fat you're carrying, so that wouldn't matter.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. No, I generally have, like I generally run a few protein bars.
Yep.
That sounds a bit on the fancier side of things. No. They're not that expensive. I buy them when they're on sale and they keep in the fridge for quite some time.
But you're burning extra energy that you wouldn't normally burn.
You need to be putting the calories in.
Bingo.
And these things, you can have a chew on them and they fill you up for some time and you're not even thinking about food.
So on that subject, you do an overnighter with the wife.
Yep.
What food would you look at to take with you? Because obviously you don't have a fridge, you don't have a freezer.
Yep.
You would squish the daylights out of anything that you were going to cook because you're trying to keep it minimal.
Yep.
What would be your first go-to for anyone that was going hiking overnight? What would be your go-to for food?
So you can look into like the on-track meals or Go Native meals. Go Native are from New Zealand.
Right.
I buy them from like Snowies online or wildearth.com. They are two really good shops to buy these sorts of things from.
Right.
So these are batch-made casseroles, curries style meals.
High protein, high calorie for that purpose, or?
I think they're on just a standard sort of meal, not really high protein, high calorie as such, but these things are made in a vacuum sealed pouch.
Yep.
And they are batch made, so it's like a big bulk spaghetti bolognese.
Okay.
That happens to be one of our favourites. And that will go into your boiling jet boil for 2.5 minutes in the pouch.
Okay.
You pull that pouch out, you undo the top of it, and you have a ready-to-eat hot spaghetti bolognese out in the middle of nowhere.
Would it feed 2 people, or it's a serve each?
It's a serve each. It's a 250-gram serve per pouch.
Okay.
I made the mistake of thinking that a curry one that I bought, that my wife's not a big fan of spicy foods.
Makes
Two
of us. Yeah.
I bought a no kidding goat curry from On Track Meals.
Oh, stink. Okay.
And curried vegetables from Go Native. And yeah, it was my bad. She didn't really eat a lot of it.
Bread. Eat bread.
We had a packet of rice to mix through with it, hoping that it would cut out a bit of heat. But yeah, that was my bad. I'll wear that one. It was a mistake on my part.
So, as a tip, you would try a meal before you take it
Yes.
overnight?
yes, I'd recommend doing that. Like I said, I'll wear that. But see, we go with the other thing. We've bought for breakfast. We take those big bowl Uncle Toby's porridge pouches.
Oh, yeah.
So they're a big bowl. You can buy the big bowl protein one, so you've got that bit of extra kick.
Yep.
And then from like Snowy's Outdoors or Wild Earth yet again, we're not sponsored by these guys.
No sponsorship.
I'm just plugging where I buy stuff from. They do freeze-dried blueberries and raspberries and things like that. So I bought some of those packets, and you chuck them in with a scoop of milk powder. I use like a tablespoon of milk powder per pouch.
Okay.
And then I pour some hot water in there to cook the porridge. Chuck some freeze-dried fruit in there, and that rehydrates. So then you're eating a porridge with fruit in it for breakfast.
Talking about freeze-dried food, I worked with a gentleman a little while ago that got right into freeze-drying food.
Yep.
Lollies.
Yep.
And then because he's a chef, he actually rolled himself into doing like freeze-dried slices of lemon, lime, stuff like that for restaurants.
Yep.
He also does like a freeze-dried meal in a packet.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't yet to taste his stuff, but his freeze-dried lollies are incredible. He does minties that are as soft as a meringue.
Yeah.
So when you're chewing on minties, you don't pull your teeth out.
Yeah.
A lot of them. But yeah, I'd be hanging Aussie Freeze-Dried Emporium on TikTok and Facebook. Not sponsored, is just his lollies are fantastic.
Yeah.
And his name's Jim. Good bloke. Worked with him.
The problem we had with our raspberries and blueberries were some of them ended up as fruit powder.
Oh, they would in your backpack.
Because of packing.
100%.
But it's just something you deal with. You're not there to present a meal on MasterChef. You're there.
It's realistically
for
just
necessity.
sustainability, isn't it?
That's it. See,
It's fuel.
I hardly even carry a bowl. You eat out of the bag.
Yeah. So
The
that,
bag then goes in the rubbish bag back into your pack.
and you don't be a grub.
Yeah, that's right.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely. Do you reckon some of those packs could go in like your day box? Those food bags?
You could if you really wanted to. They are shelf stable for quite a while.
Okay.
They are definitely interesting. Like, I'm a fan of chivon, which is goat meat.
Yep.
It is rather tasty. It's generally hard to find.
That's a real love or hate thing, isn't it?
It is, but especially in a curry, it's fantastic meat. And that was the curry meat and vegetables that I took, was a no kidding goat curry.
Okay.
And it is absolutely delicious. It does have some spices, my wife found out.
Has spice or heat?
Heat. A little bit of heat.
Warm you up on a cold night on top of
A little bit of heat for me, but so she suffers from indigestion a bit, so that triggers it, and it's not a comfortable night's sleep for her.
Yep.
Yeah, my bad. We have tried.
She wouldn't let you forget about it either, would she?
No, we have tried the freeze-dried meals that are like your packets you rehydrate.
Yep.
The catch is with them, you have to actually carry more water.
Hang on. So there's two different types. You can get freeze-dried and boil in a bag. Is that right?
Yeah, boil in a bag. So they are just
Okay.
the batch-made casseroles and spaghettis and stuff like that.
I was automatically thinking it was
a freeze-dried
freeze-dried.
No.
You'd have to rehydrate it.
Yeah,
But
these are straight up just a pouch. You rip the top open, and there's your spag bowl ready to go.
it's better than a military MRE pack, hey?
100%. They've got flavour.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
You're packing these things. Yes, they're 250 grams a meal,
Yep.
but you're getting a decent warm meal at the end of the day.
Yes.
And the couple of extra grams that you're carrying, if you go to a freeze-dried meal, you still have to carry that extra weight in water.
So I was going to say, so you'd be saving yourself on water. Realistically, you boil your dinner, then with the water that's left using from boiling that, you can make yourself a good coffee.
Well, there's that. I don't normally have the coffee before bed, so I use that to then clean off I run the long spoons so you can get into the bags.
Yes.
The long-handled spoons, give them a rinse off so they're ready for your porridge in the morning. You're using that hot water to do your dishes
Yep.
at
So
the
you've
end of it.
Double-purposed it.
Yeah, you need maybe for heating 2 meals in a jet boil, you're running about 300 to 400 mils of water.
Okay.
So it's not a huge loss for you.
So even for that kind of meal side of things, you could take it camping,
Yep.
fishing,
Yep.
hiking, four driving, hunting.
Chuck it in the kayak, in the hull with the jet boil,
And
pull up on a rock
a
bar,
little bit of water.
and you've got a hot meal, scoop the water out of the river, job done.
Far out.
They're fully self-sealed. They're fully sealed meals. So there's no issue with whatever water you're using, except for the fact that you might boil a cup of coffee out of it later, that there could be some contaminants from the water you've used if it hasn't been filtered.
But the bag won't contaminate the water.
No.
Okay.
It shouldn't contaminate the water. I'm
So
not 100% on that.
You can pull a bit of river water and boil your meal.
Boil your meal in the river water.
Wow. There's an idea.
Yep.
Listeners, that is an idea.
So it's what you're comfortable with. There's a lot of different brands that make these sorts of things. I believe Off Track now almost do a bucket you can buy that will have your 2 or 3 day rations
Right.
in that, including meals.
In a bucket.
In a bucket. And On Track meals do a self-heating bag. I haven't played around with them yet. I've been looking to maybe get one because they also do, as delicious as it sounds, a steak in a bag.
Oh.
So you get a slow cooked steak, similar thing that you just heat up in a heat pouch.
Right.
So
we've talked about food, talked about where you went. What would be the number one piece of gear that would be 100% the most important when you go for a hike? It would be?
For me, straight away, anything like that, it's going to be footwear.
Hey, good answer.
Because that's what gets you there and back.
So what makes good footwear, mate?
I was lucky enough to score myself a pair of lower GTX boots.
Yep.
They're Gore-Tex. They are water resistant, not waterproof. They get the treatments, but they are fantastic. Super lightweight, super supportive, fantastic on your feet. Hardly realise that they're there.
You and I both know what we're looking for because we use good footwear for hunting.
Yep.
But if you were speaking to someone that's never ventured past their front gate, when you say super supportive, what do you mean?
So you're looking for that ankle and arch support.
Why?
Because if you're in undulating terrain or loose rocky terrain, you don't want your ankle to roll. That's what secures your ankle in your boot.
You don't want to roll an ankle. You don't want to break an ankle.
You don't want to end up with blisters. Blisters is the wrecker of any good
That
trip.
will stop anybody, I reckon.
So that comes down to a few things. I've done a bit of research on that. So you can go with, as funny as they sound yet again, a sock liner. So they're like a little neoprene sock that you pull on before your big merino socks.
Okay.
I tend to go for merino socks because they're very good at moisture wicking.
Yep.
So you're
Getting
trying
rid
to
of the
get that moisture away from your foot.
So you're not building up soft skin and then rubbing a hole through it and get a blister.
That's right.
Yep.
And then the other part to that is if you've got lace-up boots, make sure they're tight and your foot's secured in the boot. If your foot can move back and forth or side to side, there's every chance you're going to end up with a blister.
Which is really just a burn on your skin, isn't it? Because it's just been rubbed and rubbed and rubbed and rubbed and rubbed and
it's
off you
friction.
go.
Yep.
Friction burn.
So you've got to look at that. And I like a boot that comes up above my ankle. Some people like a boot that goes higher than that.
Right.
I like something that's got the arch and ankle support. And even if you start getting into those rockier terrains and rockier hikes, something that's got a bit of a bumper on the toe. The rubber from the sole
Yes.
is coming up around the bottom of the boot.
So could I just use my Oliver work boots?
You could use your Oliver work boots. I have done a few hunts in Oliver work boots. They become super heavy after a while, especially if they've been wet and gone through a river.
100%.
They are super heavy.
Yep.
I know a few people that do hunt in work boots. That's what they do. That's how they are. So be it.
I find if I go for a fox or chasing rabbits or something like that, I'll wear my work boots because they come up higher.
Yep.
But it's also snake protection.
Yep.
For your ankles and feet, that if they do strike there, that at least you've got that bit of protection.
Yep.
But I reckon, as you're saying, climbing rocks, climbing mountains, loose rocks, dirt,
Shale-y stuff.
shale.
Yep.
You want to invest in something worthwhile.
Yep.
Not, I can buy $20 cheapies from Kmart, or the $600 deer ones that you're only going to use once in the blue moon. Find ones that suit you at a price.
That's correct. We've bought a pair. I got my wife a pair of Merrill boots.
Oh yeah, they're actually not a bad brand.
BCF on sale. And that's the thing. If you're buying this sort of stuff, keep your eye out. Shop around. It's the best way to be. It's your money at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You want a decent product at a decent price.
That's it.
I think the people at our local Kathmandu are sick of watching me and my wife walk in, just checking out the clearance racks, smile, turn around and walk back out again.
Well, I mean, ultimately, your feet are what get you in there and get you out of there, isn't it?
100%. What people don't think about is their feet.
Yeah.
That and a good pack that sits on your back well.
Whoa, what makes a good pack, Camo? Come on, mate.
This is a rabbit warren and a half.
All right, where could someone start? If you say, right, you want, what would you call it, a day pack?
So my day pack, last year I went and got a new day pack. I'd been looking into a small 10 to 15 litre pack, enough to put a hydro bladder in, get me out of trouble.
Yep.
I've ended up buying a completely different pack. I went to a 25 litre pack.
Okay.
Just because of the storage capabilities in it.
I was going to say, so 25 litre pack is the available space.
Yes.
To put your gear in.
Yes, and then it has a meat shelf in it. This is simply for my hunting day pack.
A meat shelf.
So it is a section in the pack that you can open up that runs right through the middle of the bag and can free drain out the bottom.
Oh.
And then you can compression the back to the front of the pack.
Yes.
To store a hind quarter of a deer in.
All right. So what literage of a backpack would you suggest a day tripper would look for?
That 25 litre backpack, a 30 litre backpack at biggest.
Per person, or?
Depending on what you're wanting to do. If you were just wanting to do a simple circuit, a drink bottle in a small bag, it doesn't need to be huge. You don't need to carry a whole heap. Maybe, depending on time of year, I always tend to carry a snake bite kit, a small first aid kit, my personal locator beacon. That goes with me everywhere I go.
Yes.
So you don't need to carry a great deal. A couple of litres of water. I always, yet again, like to carry more water than I'm going to need.
Well, that makes 100% sense.
Well, if you get to your destination and you go, I've got enough water to get me out, you can shed weight.
Yeah, true.
So there's those sorts of things that you think about. My kids I've bought them a little 8 litre backpack each. So that's enough for their drink bottle, their spray jackets to go in case it rains.
Yes.
My young bloke's asthmatic, he can have his asthma spacer and puffer in there.
What about a backpack with a 3 litre water bladder in it?
A lot of them come out as 2 litre water bladders.
2 litre, okay.
Yeah, so if you do want to go to that 3 litre, it generally is an upgrade.
Yes.
Than buying straight off the shelf.
Okay.
A lot of them, come as a 2 litre. So 2 litres is ample. I like to carry 3 litres, so I've got the reserve.
Yes, 100%.
It doesn't need to be a super expensive pack either. You don't have to go out and buy brand new. I bought a lot of my stuff off Marketplace. You tend to find people sometimes buy the expensive stuff, use it once or twice, then move it on for a relatively cheap price.
Because it hasn't served their purpose, or?
It could be because it hasn't served their purpose, or they've bought it with the expectation of doing it a lot, and for some reason or other they haven't.
They gave up on it. Right.
Yeah, which, as nasty as it sounds, is a benefit to you.
Oh, 100%.
You're buying a better quality pack for a cheaper price.
Yep. Okay. So for a quick day trip, give or take 8 litres?
An 8 to 20 litre pack.
If you were doing an overnighter, start with a 20 litre pack.
You could do a 20 litre pack, a 25 litre, but that's going to be going ultra light. I went to a 50 litre for my first overnighter, but an overnighter could be a totally different podcast.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I reckon that runs us about time there, Cam.
I think it ticks off nicely.
Absolutely. To all our listeners, I hope you've learnt something or take something away from this. But remember to subscribe. Then you'll get a notification of when we bring out new episodes. Remember to check on your mates. I reckon that's always the most important one here, Cam.
100%. Mental health's a big battle.
Absolutely. Well, thanks, listeners, and we will be back for our next episode as soon as we can.
Cheers, all.
Cheers, all.